Welcome back, everyone, to River and Sea, where things are rather frozen here at Beer Tour, so I could understand why Nona took them from here and brought them to a cave. And also, it appears that there are orcs here, which is also predictable based on what Nona says. A city on a hill, she was Strong Beer Tour. Alright. From afar, the plain her banners we espied. I presume that's the song that he is trying to write. As she was a comfort in times of pain, time of want. Then the Nazgul came? But the winter came, and with it an iron tide. Okay, we can do that. Looks like various people have been sent here to help with dealing with the invaders of the city. And it was our day to comfort, our time to protect. Well, at least it was known as time to protect. From each corner of the land, all would ride. To that city on the hill, Strong Beer Tour. Fair Beer Tour. Well, with that over with, I think Glewina has enough to write us all. So, I think it's time for us to head over to Nona's cave and deliver the vegetables. Ah, here's a cave. Perhaps it's Nona's. Let's go inside and check. I have a feeling this is the right place. Maybe because it says Nona's cave up in the location section. Well, the presence of Nona also helps in the matter. Hello again.
I am glad to see you. Really, I am. But I cannot leave these people.
I found these people dying in the snow, and I brought them here, but they have not yet recovered. I will not abandon them now. I rescued 4 folk from that city, and while 3 of them are now doing much better, I fear that the 4th may succumb. Speak to them, if they will speak to you, and there may be something that you can do to ease their recoveries. I am glad to see you, Piney, and Horn, So I need to speak to Elda, Uma, the dying man, because we don't know his name yet, and Elfifu. Elgifu, something fu.
Any friend of Nona's is a friend of mine.
My name is Uma, and a friend of Nona's is a friend of mine, and a friend of my family's, though most of them are dead. The city had no chance. The orcs climbed the stony cliffs around Beer Tour under the cover of night, and by morning the unnatural snows had come. We could fight against orcs, even such orcs as these, but there was more. A great shadow in the darkness. I will know forever the names of the orcs who slaughtered my friends and my family as they ran. One day, when I am recovered, I will hunt them down and show them what their attack on Beer Tour has cost them. Their future days. Well, okay. She wants revenge, apparently. Well, and this is Elda.
You're a friend of Nona? She is a remarkable girl.
I didn't know that the Dunlendings had the capacity for kindness. My name is Elda, and when the orcs came to my city, I picked up sword and shield and thought to fight. But a great piece of masonry crumbled not 2 yards from where I stood, and I awoke in this cave. I think the orcs thought, well, they thought that I was dead. Unfortunate! Nona found me, or I would be dead. You're better off that Nona found you than either the orcs, meaning found him and saw that he was alive, or, of course, yes, being left out alone in the code is probably not a good way to increase your life expectancy. Okay, so this is Elfifu.
I never thought I would owe such a debt to a Dunlending.
I'm Elfifu, friend of Nona. I sold to the horses of Bir Turpinesea, and it was their panic that saved me. I was given warning enough of the orcs' attack, and I was part way down the hill when the giant... All of us owe our lives to Nona. I never thought that I owed such a debt to a Dunlending. But there it is. Elda, Uma, and I would be dead if it were not for her ministrations. I don't know the name of the other man that she saved, and I don't recognize him. He may not be from Bir Tor. This may be heartless, but I fear that he will die before I learn his name. That is a sad truth indeed. All right, now, let me check in on the dying man to see if he is any better. I think he needs something covering him because I see frosty breath coming out. Though I presume it's a lot warmer in here than it is outdoors. This man is close to death, and the sightless eyes cannot focus upon you. You wonder what is he seeing, and hope that he soon will find peace from it. All right, well, I'll speak to Nona and relay my findings. Quite a group.
Do you see now why I cannot abandon these people?
I have to know that these people are safe. I have been speaking with Horn, and he understands. Thank you for the root vegetables also. I will see if it will help to spur the recovery of those in my care. I fear it won't be enough for the dying man, though. That's a problem.
Ema told me the apothecary was attacked early during the fall of Bir Tor.
I am a warrior of the Occluth, friend. I am no poet. I don't know the man's name, and none of the others I brought here seem to have seen him before. His eyes do not see me, and his health is failing more rapidly with every hour that passes. He's a dying man, and that is what I call him, though it seems so cruel. I fear if nothing changes that he will not live much longer. Uma told me the apothecary was attacked by the orcs early during the fall of Bir Tor, and that they stole many useful poultices and medicines. If you can recover these dried herb bundles from the orcs throughout the high knolls, we might be able to slow down his decline. For a time. All right, so I'll go to Bir Tor and collect some bundles of herbs. Okay, and this should be a recipe for remedy. Now for round 2 of killing orcs at Bir Tor. I believe there are at least 3 rounds if we don't count an instance that I'm expecting later on. Oops. There you go. Hey, that's 2. Look, I'm getting very lucky on these herb bundles. Maybe all the orcs have them? They really went around distributing them then. Or they're mainly concentrated in the early parts of the town. And now for this corruptor. Log glow yourself. There you go. Back to Nona. Here are the herbs you requested.
The smoke of burning herbs was often used in Lonach. Will it work here?
These are just what I wanted, Pine-Sea. Now, go to the other chamber and throw these bundles on the fire. I hope the smell of the burning may revive him somewhat. It was a common practice in Hanuk, and perhaps its magic will operate here as well. We shall see. So, let's find out if our dying man, well, does it help to revive him? Does it help to cure him? Does it cause him to choke to death? Well, let's go. Well, he's moving and sitting up. That's a step in the right direction.
Who's there? Are you a friend?
The giant! The giant returns! Oh, I am Lervig, the son of Harding, Aldor of the North March. I came into Wildermore to learn what... But no use. Separated from my men, the storm arose, lost in a gale. The giant's name is Nurzum. He brings the snows and the winds, something that he carries, I think. He saw me in the snow near the city. I was lifted in the air, a thunderous blast of hot air, and then... Ludwig shakes and will say no more, but the odor of the burning herbs seems to have broken him out of his stupor. Well, that's good. And maybe he's well enough to be able to eat some of those root vegetables?
He lives, for now, and is the very man we came here to find.
Ludwig, son of Harding. What would Harding say to know that his son was saved by a Dunlending girl? Perhaps it is best not to think of that for now, Pine-Sea. I can piece together some of his story from what he said. He was separated from his men when the storm arose. That must have been Nurzum approaching. He made for the most visible landmark that he could find. It must have been the hill upon the Beer Tor where it's built. Ill fortune for Lervig, for that seems to be where Nurzum was going. We must do something about Nurzum, but what? He's too strong for us to fight directly. Could we trick him in some way? I'll think on it, but I cannot promise a solution will present itself to me. All right, well, what do Horn and Nona have to say about this? Well, Horn might know more on this, as he would certainly know more about Rohirric politics than I do.
Everywhere we go, we find rumor of this giant, this Nurzum.
You say that the man Nona had been trying to heal is the very man for whom we sought? Lervig, the son of Harding. Well, we found him then, but it will be bittersweet victory if he dies. Everywhere we go, we find rumor of this giant, this Nurzum. What can we do about him? We cannot engage him in combat, that much is clear. Attacking his feet might prove possible, if we could somehow avoid the attacks that he were sure to follow. And, by all accounts, he brings the storms of winter with him wherever he treads. That will limit visibility, and make it difficult to strike him. I have no military mind, Pine-Sea. Nurzum seems invincible to me, but we will need to destroy him or Wildermore will not be safe. I do not know what to do. Well, you have to think on that. What do you say, Nona?
The old ways are best, it seems.
I am heartened to know that the magic of the healers of Hanuk works even in the land of the Horse Lords. The most injured of my charges is named Leobig, and he is the man to whom you sought? What a wonder that they should be one and the same! My father, Suvluk, would find such meaning in this, but for me, I saw fortune only. Still, it is a happy fortune if he lives. That's not yet certain. For as long as the giant lives, the people are in danger. What will we do about Nirzum? Well, do you think Leo in it will know anything about this? Well, I suppose there's one way to find out. I suppose you don't know anything we could do in order to help these people?
I am no warrior. I am only an aged musician.
What can I do against such a ferocious creature? Nothing.
What am I saying? There is still something I can do.
Oh? Yes! How can I have forgotten my own lessons? When I was instructing Horn in the ways of music, one of the very first things I taught him was that a minstrel's greatest power is that of inspiration. Music lets us shine a light into the darkest corner of our heart, bringing into it hope and good feeling. When Horn was still young, I told him this, for I believed it, and I believe it still. Well, speak to the survivors of Bir Tor in this cave, Pinesea, and find out what it is that they desire, and then make it happen. Yes. What? You're the adventurer here, Pinesea. I am sending them hope. That is, I am sending them you. Me. Of course it comes down to me. Well, anything in particular that you need?
I'm still not myself, but I will do my best to speak.
What do I want? I want revenge upon that great, lumbering giant, Nirzum. He slew my men, almost devoured me. Witfara. Well, Witfara survived the encounter with Nirzum and made it back to Shulfig, because I met him there. Oh, very glad. He was a tough one. In the snow I could not see, the way to go. Nirzum must be defeated, or, well, rest and regain your strength. Well, anything you need?
I cannot bear to think of the horses tied up in the stables of Bir Tor.
Were it not for the horses at the stable in Bir Tor, I would not be alive today. I'm certain of it. Their panic caused me to learn of the attack with enough time to make it part way down the hill before the snowstorm covered everything, and with it came the giant. I can't bear to think of those horses still tied up in the stables, helpless against the orcs. What do I want? I want you to untie the horses at the stables in Bir Tor and let them run free. That will give them the same chance I had of escaping the cruel death in the hands of the orcs. All right. Very well. She wants me to free the horses. Well, certainly they'll have a better chance out in the wild than there. Maybe if Bir Tor is reoccupied, maybe they could return there. Whether they went there or not is another matter. Hello there, Elda. Anything you need?
What is it I want? I want the orcs driven from Bir Tor.
I want to return to my home. That will take some time doing, will it not? There is something else, though. The thing that most stirs my heart, most fills me with anger against the orcs, is the brief sight that I had before the chunk of masonry took me from the battle. I saw the orcs looting a house, the house of one of my neighbors. They had found a wooden carving of a horse. A crude thing, to be honest. A poor craft, and were waving it about. It meant nothing to them, but I knew for what it was. It was a child's first attempt at carving. It would mean little to most, but to that boy's family it was no doubt priceless. I cannot bear the thought of such heirlooms in the hands of the Orcs by sea. When you return to Beer Tour to satisfy the requests of my fellows, please remember to recover such things from the Orcs that you slay. All right. Take from them heirlooms that they have stolen. Okay, I suppose I can do that. And what about you, Uma?
I remember the names of the orcs that led the attack. I want them slain.
Yes, I want Foshnu and Kritar slain. Oh, do not misunderstand me, my helpful friend. I want them slain, but I want them to know that it was a woman at Beer Tour that had ended their lives. Perhaps this will suffice. Find and slay either Foshnu or Kritar. Save one of them for me. When I am well enough to fight, I will seek out the one that you have spared and fulfill my vengeance upon them. You will find Foshnu or Kritar somewhere within my city, and in a few days I will find the remaining one and end his life. We are agreed? Yes, very well. We are agreed. So, I need to collect stolen heirlooms, free horses, and defeat Foshnu. I mean, it would be nice if I could also defeat Nurzum, but I suspect that will be beyond my ability for the moment. At least not until I have a chance to see Nurzum and make a plan. And that's what I am going to be doing in the next episode of River and Sea.